everyone. What's up? Welcome to the Rebel Health Tribe podcast. I am here with David Drimmel from HealthMate Saunas. David, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Michael.
Awesome. I've known you since before you were involved in the sauna business through our Czech Institute connections. David is a Czech holistic lifestyle coach and exercise coach. And I don't know, you want to share a little bit about your story and how you got into health and wellness and how you ended up there working with the HealthMate, with the saunas?
Yeah, sure. First, I just want to say I met you from the Czech Practitioners Forum. And but before I got involved with Czech, I had some health crisis come up in my life. I was having IBS. I pretty much would wake up every day feeling like I couldn't move, or like I was afraid to go to work. I was depressed, and all kinds of just terrible health conditions were going on, skin conditions, things like that. And I decided I needed to change my life. And one of the routes that I went was in a holistic manner. And I ended up working at Cafe Gratitude for 2 years, believe it or not. I came to Kansas City, and it really helped me to clean up my diet. And since then, I've really been taking the holistic route very seriously and started studying the Czech program around late 2012 or early 2012. And so that was a huge life changer for me. I'm here today. I feel great. I feel like I'm 20 again. Most of the time my gut feels great, especially with the Megaspore Biotic. So, so I'm definitely a proponent of the Rebel Health Tribe. And when it comes to the infrared saunas, I was actually referred to use an infrared sauna by Paul Czech himself and some of the Czech practitioners that support infrared saunas as a means to maintaining wellness and cardiovascular health. And so HealthMate is actually a product that Paul Czech does support. And so that's partially what turned me on to HealthMate in the first place. But I first started using it actually locally in Kansas City here. And it really helped me with my cardiovascular health and detoxification. And I started noticing significant improvements in my ability to exercise. And so that's what really turned me on. Does that answer the...
It does, and it's becoming a quite common answer in our podcasts of Paul Czech's involvement in some way in whatever it is that they're doing now. So it's pretty funny to see, because we had Dan Hellman on and JP Sears and I can't even, Orletha Smith. She's a HLC. Probably like half of the guests we've interviewed so far have some combination and have some connection of, I met Paul and I did this, or I started at the Institute and I found this, or so it's funny to see a lot of us, because for me, my experience at HLC with JP as the instructor was life-changing. Like that changed my whole trajectory from what I was doing to what I'm doing now. And so it's cool to see so many of us that went through a similar experience, and how we've all kind of, yes, we all converged in one way where we went through a same class or a same experience, but then diverge out. And, Dan's doing musculoskeletal work, JP's doing emotional work, Orletha runs a company that does meal planning and recipes and batch cooking, and you're working with infrared saunas. And it's like, we're all, on the same team, working for the same stuff. We're just doing it in different ways.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Was that something you were interested in before you had a health crisis and got sick, or was health, wellness, or nutrition or anything a part of your life growing up?
Absolutely. I mean, my mother started, she's been a masseuse for 18 years, and she's been working with chiropractors for the past 18 years too. And so I was introduced to it at a very young age, but in my late teens and early 20s, I kind of wasn't really focused on it. I was a DJ, I was into modeling and acting, and I was really looking to pursue myself in an artistic manner. And now I'm looking at my career in more of how, in regards to promoting a holistic and wellness lifestyle, and living it myself, of course, being an example of that, because I saw just by my health being able to transform the way it did, how I could help other people do the same thing. And the infrared saunas, of course, the first time I actually used a sauna, I was 12, was at the YMCA. And I freaking loved it. I've always been very active all my life. And so the sauna I knew was something that would help me. But then, when I actually started using the infrared sauna, it was like 3 years ago, it was a significant impact on my health compared to what it was before using it. And so it was definitely something that I wanted to keep doing. And then I actually ran into a guy at a trade show who's one of the other reps for HealthMate. And I had been using an infrared sauna at a salon or a spa here in Kansas City. And I was like, well, what makes this sauna different or better from, this sauna that I'm using here? And, he kind of just went down the list. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know those things were important. And right then I was like, you know what? I should apply to work with this company because I know the impact it can work with people. So essentially, for me and like my career and the way it's going is more in the realm of alternative healing technology, like what infrared saunas are. It's a growing trend. We move 10 to 15,000 saunas a year. One of our biggest markets is in Belgium. And a lot of people get a lot of results from the use of an infrared sauna. So right now, what I'm doing with HealthMate most of my time is focused on doing trade shows. And what we do at trade shows is we bring saunas as floor models. I sell the floor models and basically do presentation in person on how somebody can utilize an infrared sauna in their lifestyle and have it available in their home. And so it's something that I can show here as well. I have one, and my good friend and yoga teacher, I'm in his office right now, and he's got one of our saunas behind me, as you can see.
Nice. That would look really good, like right there behind me, I think.
I would. Next to the woods, if there wasn't a back door, huh?
It's fun to find a way to make a living, with because a lot of people, they get into, they have this experience where, they go through they work with someone, or they read a book, or they have some sort of class or changing experience, and their life changes, and their health improves, and they feel better, and everything improves. So many people want to like share that with people or do something with it. And I see so many people struggle in the industry because they have this passion and this desire to do this thing, but they don't have an outlet for it, or they don't know what to do with it, or they don't know how to target it. And for most of us, I know that like with Rebel Health Tribe, this is my third attempt at doing something in this industry that I love to do. Like it's the second business I've started, and it's the third thing I've done that it took me that many before something like clicked and worked. And, I've kind of found a niche with it, and we're doing okay. But it's really gratifying to be able to do something that you feel good about for your income. And can you speak on that at all?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're doing a good job with the Rebel Health Tribe. I really appreciate everything you're doing there. And that's, part of the reason why I'm here too. But yeah, absolutely. It's very rewarding, both financially and just feeling connected to the customers that have results. And just, of course, I'm, half of why I'm there is definitely to make money. But at the same time, if I totally hated it and people weren't getting results, I would not be doing it. So yeah, it's as far as the reward is definitely something that is not comparable to any other attempts I've made in the wellness industry in regards to the amount of income that you can make. So yeah, and just to be clear, this isn't like a network marketing company or anything like that. Somebody might get that idea, but no, HealthMate Sauna is not that type of business model. So I am an independent manufacturer rep for them, and I'm one of 9 nationwide. So,
okay.
And their sales are very exclusive to the independent reps with their company. So
cool. No, it sounds like a great setup, and I used to have a big aversion to sales myself and marketing in general, and I hated anything to do with it, and I didn't like to sell anything, and I would shy away from anything that came across as salesy. And working with Joe kind of helped because Joe's a great marketing and sales person, but it really took just accepting that if you're marketing something or selling something, whether that's your own service, like whether it's coaching or whether it's, infrared saunas or whether it's Megaspore Biotic or whether it's whatever, if that thing that you're selling or that service that you're selling helps people and is a good value to people and is worth every penny and then some that it costs, you're doing people a favor by bringing it to their attention. And you would be doing humanity a disservice if you didn't. And so it's that mindset shift for me was really hard to go through, and it took a long time. And
Sure.
I just think that there's a great gratification in being able to really believe in what you're selling. Because I always equated sales with sales. Like the people peddling who knows what out there, garbage on the TV that I don't see anymore, commercials, and you need this thing and that thing, and tricking people and psychology persuasions and all this stuff. And so it's really cool to be able to do something that's, that you can feel good about.
It's still, there's still some of that though. Michael, it's just the industry that I'm in is, it's trade shows and it's online sales. So you get people, I can talk until I'm black and blue in the face sometimes, and it doesn't matter because they have Google and they think they know more than I do.
Yeah, trust me, I have come up against Dr. Google quite a bit in my career as a coach as well.
I'm that way sometimes too. I got a lot of questions, so.
Like Dr. Google, my elbow hurts, so I have lung cancer. If you read enough, it's like going on YouTube, man. You go on YouTube to watch a video, and 90 minutes later, you're watching like a Smurfs episode from 1984, and you don't know what happened or what you're doing. So I think there's Google holes people can go down to.
Yeah, there are. And that's why sometimes when people say things that I have no clue where they got it from, I'm like, where did you get this information?
The internet is awesome because most of the people I know and work with and things I'm doing, like everything's on the internet. So my career wouldn't even exist without the internet pretty much. But and the sharing of information is incredible. The networking, I now have friends in Thailand. I mean, it's awesome, but then it also has the downside with there's no telling what's what, and there's no, global fact checking that happens on the internet where it should be cool if you load up a page and the stuff on the page is false, then there's a little red box in the corner or something. But the internet, it's good. It's a great thing that's, I think, done a lot of good, but it's got to be used in its correct way.
Yeah, which is why I think, partially why we're doing this interview too, and so people can learn a little bit about HealthMate, because it's true. There's a lot of jargon out there that people have to sort through, and hopefully I can help you kind of just lay the truth out and separate the wheat from the chaff when it comes to infrared saunas and the different saunas that are out on the market. Well, first off, it's really important to understand that HealthMate Sauna is a brand from a manufacturing company that we actually own. And the other thing is really important is to see that there's probably around 5 to 10 different third-party marketing companies online that are pushing a few different things. One of them's, there's some companies that say, zero EMF, which is impossible. Some companies that say, well, you shouldn't use cedar because people are allergic to cedar wood oil. And a lot of it's just a marketing thing. So it's not to say that there are other companies that could have a good product, because they could. I just want people to know that some of these things that you might find are really not that important, or they're not telling the truth. So HealthMate Sauna actually was founded in '79, and they have been using one of the most robust heaters on the market since then, that is now tested third party for low EMF, which is important, of course. It's a Tecoloy heater. We have all of our third-party testing you can find on the internet. And so that's one important point that when it comes to the choosing of an infrared sauna. The other thing is the quality of the wood that's being used and the craftsmanship. We actually have a mill in Vancouver where our wood is supplied. It's FSC certified, and it's an old growth Canadian Western red cedar. And that's really important because, for one, it's a stronger material than woods that are kind of cruddy, like hemlock. And the distinctive cedar aroma really provides a lot of relaxation and pleasure for people. It's also really great for absorbing the heat or evenly absorbing and radiating the heat throughout the sauna, which is why you see these cedar wood that's used in like your traditional sauna throughout gyms and different places. The other thing is the cedar wood is non-toxic, even for children. It doesn't give any off-gassing, whereas, the hemlock can do that. The hemlock saunas can do that. Hemlock's also like a cheaper wood. We actually used to use hemlock in the build of our saunas. We had a sauna line in the 90s that we stopped building because of issues with warping, mold, and bacteria. So that's another thing why cedar is really important, is naturally antimicrobial. You really don't have to worry about cleaning it. You might use a light sanding pad on it once or twice a year. It doesn't crack or warp. So very little shrinkage, if any at all, depending on where you're at. There's moisture or dry air. Pretty much that's it when it comes to the wood that's being used in the sauna. So the other thing about HealthMate that's a lot of people don't really take into consideration, which is what really kind of helped me vet this company to be, the best out there, is the UL recognition, which is Underwriters Laboratory. You can see all those on our website, healthmatesauna.com. But what Underwriters Laboratory does is test things for safety and efficacy, especially electrical components. And anytime you're using electricity in anything that you're getting in, it really needs to be UL recognized. And so what they've done is they've spent thousands of dollars over the years to make sure the whole sauna is recognized through Underwriters Laboratory. And I mean, I'm not talking about just the electrical components. I'm talking about the entire sauna. So the other thing is the forestry management. And I thought this was a big deal because I believe that global warming is a real thing, or global cooling, whatever you want to call it, or global climate change. And this company plants over 10,000 cedar saplings every year, and they only take down what the forestry management will allow them to harvest. And so it's only an old growth cedar, which no longer pulls CO2 from the air. So we're not taking down trees that are potentially beneficial to the environment. So the HealthMate sauna is green certified. And the other thing with that, which is the final point, it's another thing you want to look for. We don't use any toxic glues or particle boards in the build of the sauna. It's 100% cedar in the build. And the only thing is you might see little small finish nails in certain places, no screws. And so the pastry chef glue that we use is literally edible. So you don't have to worry about VOCs or other off-gassings in the sauna, which is important. So
I'm guessing that a lot of companies don't bother with the trees situation and with the off-gassing situation and the glue versus the screws and the types of wood and replanting trees. And I'm guessing also there's a lot of new kids on the block with infrared saunas, given the increased knowledge that's getting out there about benefits possibly. And it's cool to see, a company that does care about those things. And I would love to have one in our house. We're actually going to be moving pretty soon, so I don't think, well, possibly, and moving in a way that we're living in different places all the time. So I don't think it's feasible for me here. If we do decide to stay, there's going to be room made for one somewhere. But how many different sizes of models do you guys have and options?
Yeah, I think the ones that would appeal mostly to the audience here would be pretty much our top of the line models called the Enrich models. If you go to healthmatesauna.com, you can go to our products and click on Enrich Mate, or the Restore Mate. We also have a half sauna that's very portable. All of these saunas are portable. If you want, I can show you a little bit. The one back here. And this is the small size that we have in the Enrich model.
And if you can just talk a little bit about any known benefits of infrared saunas too before we hop off, that would be good.
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially this is our Enrich 2 model. And as you can see, nice and pretty on the inside.
I see your pictures posted from there pretty often.
Yeah, do you? I mean, come on. When you get in the sauna, you want a picture.
No, and it's so different. People that have never been in an infrared sauna or experienced it, it's so different than the regular saunas at the gym. And maybe you could touch on that a little, like why? What's the difference between infrared and like the saunas with the coals in them at the gym? Because I've been in those saunas and I feel tired and crappy when I get out. And then I've been in infrared saunas where I feel like I just got a massage for a half hour.
Sure, and the thing is you can use an infrared sauna at lower temperatures and perspirate and get 2 to 3 times as much benefit. So your traditional sauna is really just heating the temperature around you and increasing the temperature. Heat is not something measurable. So the infrared, what it is a radiant energy that the body actually absorbs. You get it from the sun. It's actually preferred from the sun, of course. But not everybody is going to go outside every single day. And actually the majority of people that we sell to are the elderly that don't get outside. And so when they use their infrared sauna, they experience tremendous benefits. So let's say 120 degrees in your infrared sauna is really going to feel like 160 to 180 in your traditional sauna. And the reason why is because infrared is a penetrating energy. And so what it does is it penetrates your skin, your muscles, your tendons, and organs up to 1.5 inches deep. And so your body's going to absorb that directly as heat and heat your core temperature first. And that's why people perspirate 2 to 3 times as much. So as soon as I turn this sauna on, there's my control panel right there. And I set my temperature. See, I have at 150. I usually use mine at about 135 to 140. As soon as I turn it on, I can start absorbing that energy right away. And so literally I'll start sweating in 10 minutes. One of the main benefits that is reported to me, and this isn't just looking at the research, but one of the main benefits is cardiovascular health improvement in circulation, which also improves things like arthritis, chronic pain and inflammation, fibromyalgia, and even blood pressure issues. And so the other thing it can do is really detoxify. Some people that have used my sauna, my mother, like I said, is a massage therapist. She has been for 18 years, and some of her clients get in her sauna, so I can testify from her experience too. Some people that use the sauna, they haven't used the sauna like ever, or it's their first time using it in a long time. We give them a white towel because when you get in there, you're going to really sweat or perspirate quite a bit. And we have them just wipe along the ley lines of their skin. And what I've noticed is about 50% of people who have not used a sauna in a long time or have never used one come out with a brown towel. And what can that be, right? Dirt. It can be toxins like BPAs can come out of the skin. The other thing could be tar from smoking, or even being in a house that has chemicals. It could be from your clothes and the different cottons and chemicals that come from your clothes. And so that's one of the main other benefits is the cleansing of the skin and detoxification. So the list goes on. Really, I call it the infrared phenomena because you might not be surprised, considering who you are, Michael, some of the stories that I will hear from people who walk by and tell me what happened to them after using their infrared sauna for just a few months or a few weeks or even my first time. Like, let me give you an example. Last weekend in Pennsylvania, a lady came by our booth and her hand was like this. She couldn't move it. She had chronic arthritis and inflammation in her hands, and all of her knuckles were swollen. So she couldn't move her hand. And so we said, okay, yes, absolutely. You can use our sauna, put it in front of the heater, which is one of these Tecoloid heaters we have right here. And within 5 minutes, I kid you not, within 5 minutes, she comes out and she's going like this. So that just gives you an example of what it can do for people with arthritis and inflammation, even rheumatoid arthritis. So
for people who can't see, if you're just listening to the audio, he motioned that a hand was almost like a claw, and then it was able to move freely. Some people will watch, but it's going to be a MP3 podcast download too.
Okay.
So a lot of people will only be audio.
Got it.
So I'm just giving the play-by-play. But yeah, I've seen some pretty wild stuff too. And with soreness and exercise recovery, it's pretty much between infrared saunas and flotation tanks, which we're going to get someone on to talk about those too. Sensory deprivation, float tanks and infrared saunas, between the two, I'd say my experience with it, if I go in sore from like a workout or training or something, I have at least 50% reduced soreness from either activity. I've found them to be, they're very different, but how I feel afterwards is pretty similar. But a sauna, definitely much more feasible to have in your home than a giant sensory deprivation tank. Also, I think the sauna has some more physiological benefits too. So it's really cool, and there's such a massive difference. So if somebody wants to try an infrared sauna, I know here in San Diego, I don't know about every city or area, but I know here there's a handful of like spas and aesthetic type places, sometimes massage parlors. I don't know where would be the best spots, but if you want to try it, I'm sure if you go on the magic internets and search infrared sauna for your city or town for one you can try, I'm guessing that you'll find something somewhat nearby and give it a couple goes. And I know we have HealthMate in our discount club for our members, and David offers an incredible discount and price on those for our members. He offers fair deals for everybody else too. So they're definitely, I know we have a number of members who have infrared saunas. When I was surprised, like, oh, people get these in their house. Because when I first used them, it was in a spa. And I was like, man, I wish I could have one of these in my house, or I wish I could go in this every day because I feel awesome. And then I know Sarah who did some of our videos for our Primal 90 program, who's also going to be on the podcast, another Czech practitioner. She has one in her house, which I spent some time in when I stayed with her at Paleo FX last year. And I just started seeing more people have them. And then it was like, oh, I want one. So it's cool that they're becoming more common in homes, because I think, like, honestly, every new home should be built with one.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and here's the thing, Michael. There's a few different points I want to touch on in regards to like price and like having your own personalized sauna. It's really the new thing. It's like having a toilet, really. What I tell people, it's a necessity these days, considering all the toxicity in the environment, as well as when we eat, the air we breathe, the clothes we put on our bodies, the different chemicals that are in our furniture. Wherever you go, really, we need to be cleansing our skin. And so having your own personalized sauna, there's a lot of doctors and people who are advocating using it at least once a day, 6 days a week, up to 20 minutes or up to 50 minutes if you want. I use mine for an hour. Really, I get out of it, I feel like I got a runner's high.
Yeah.
So the thing is it's not a lot of energy costs to run these things. You're looking at, on average, per month,
$2 to $3 a month if you use it 5 days a week. And it depends on where you're at, of course. That's the average. So the energy consumption is really low. As far as like the different sizes we have available, I know you were asking about that earlier. I have single person units that are like 40 inches by 40 inches, all the way up to sizes like a therapy lounge where you can lay down, or like a bi-level sauna like that looks like your traditional style sauna. The price range is going to be anywhere from like $2,200 to $4,800 for your largest bi-level sauna. Which in the Rebel Health Tribe discount club, it says that we're offering 35% off. Really, what I'm offering is pretty much as low as I can go for our members, because I really want to get the word out there and really allow your members here to take advantage of having an infrared sauna, because I know they'll tell other people too. So the other thing is they're really portable. So if you ever needed to move it, you're looking at 6 panels. That's no tools required to put together. Essentially, you just clip the panels together. Let me show you that real quick. This top piece right here just sits on top. You don't have to clip it or anything. It just sits on top. So that makes it real easy. Has the lights in the front there. So the other thing, you can see the clips there. I put this sauna together in 20 minutes. You can ask Tung. Hey, Tung, how long did it take me to put this together?
An hour and a half.
Okay. I put it together in like 20 minutes. So
20 minutes.
Yeah. 20. And it plugs into a standard outlet. So
Cool.
This one does 15 amp too. So it's real easy setup. No issues with electricity. You're looking at about 1/10 of the cost as your traditional style sauna or hot tub.
Yeah, and hot tubs are just cesspools of chemical filth. So definitely a better option. Cool, man. Well, you got to do a trade show out here in San Diego so I can come sample the merchandise. Are you reps regional? Or
I'm talking to Kevin right now, we're pretty regional. Kevin is our West Coast guy, and he's an older gentleman, so he's kind of winding down a little bit. I'm trying to convince him to let me work the Del Mar Fair with him. And if I do, I will be there. Other than that, you're welcome to go see him. He'd be glad to take care of you, or let you use the sauna too. I can check in with corporate and see what spas we might have in the San Diego area that have a HealthMate sauna.
That'd be cool.
We do work with some spas out there, and there is one that's opening in the LA County area that has all of our infrared saunas.
Awesome. Yeah, let me know. Hit me up and let me know. And if somebody has that same question for their area, I'd be happy to put them in touch with you also to find out, if there's any place that has one that they could check out, or see if there's a show coming up or any of that stuff. But for now, where can they find, you said, is it healthmate.com? Where would they go to find information specific to being able to be in touch with you?
They can email me, drimmeld@gmail, drimmeld@gmail. We can put that information maybe on the Health Tribe.
It'll be up wherever this podcast is linked.
Sure, and they can request pricing on different models. I have all that available. I've not put out a sheet yet, but it's something I figured I would do as it's requested. You can also call me and inquire, call or text. I'm fine with that too. I do this full time, so it's not a big deal. Or healthmatesauna.com is where you can see the different models that are available. All the specs are available too. No need to call corporate. If you call corporate, Joe will just tell you pretty much what I tell you. But of course, he's got to sell it at a higher price because Joe works with online sales, and online sales are always a higher price because we're working with a superior product than the different products on the internet. So just call me if you have, or email me, or text me as well. Cool. So I guess we can post that information on the internet. You can also add me on Facebook, David Drimmel, Drimmel, or David.
And he's in our Rebel Health Tribe group too.
I'm in the Rebel Health Tribe group.
Awesome.
So yeah, there's all that. And I look forward to it. I really want to work with some of you guys and get some of these saunas out there. If anybody is interested also in becoming a dealer, or maybe you have a blog, something like this too, we can work with blogs to
help get the word out.
To help get the word out
Cool.
too. So there's bloggers like Green Smoothie Girl, for example. She does her own HealthMate sauna sale. She actually moves 200 to 300 of them a year, makes a good $100,000. So there's a lot of income opportunity with it for people who are bloggers. The only thing is you're going to be selling at a higher price point, and a lot of reps will be undercutting your
Well, we'll have people, anybody interested, just get a hold of me or get a hold of David through the information that we post on the podcast, and he'll be able to get you all the details. I know I just got back from Nicaragua, and I was partially there scouting out locations for a Rebel Health Tribe retreat facility, I guess I would say, property, facility, home, farm, whatever you want to call it. So as soon as we find that and get that rolling, there's definitely going to be a need for a sauna in there. So yes. I hope we can get them into another country.
Absolutely. We ship nationwide in Canada, but if it's going down to Nicaragua,
it's going to have to ship boat.
Yeah, that'd have to go on a boat. I think, whatever it costs to get it down there, we can come up with
We'll figure something out, but we definitely would need to have one there, because what would a retreat be without infrared sauna time?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I really appreciate you coming on and answering questions. We'll definitely have you back to talk sauna some more. And if anybody, it's in the discount club for our premium members. 35% is crazy discount. That's awesome. And anybody else, you'll be able to link to David right where you see the podcast on our site. On the post there, there'll be a link to his email and his information there. So please reach out if you have any questions to him or to me. Check out infrared saunas. Check out HealthMate. It's really cool stuff. You'll feel awesome, I promise. So thanks again, David, and we will talk soon.
Bet. Thanks, Michael. Take care, buddy. Appreciate it.